Welcome in, everyone. This is going to be a really special one for our Summit members today. Another Wayside Furniture, Blind & Sons Studio C session for Summit members. We are kind of overflowing with our Summit members in the room today. Very excited to have Sam Beam, a.k.a. Iron and Wine, here to perform for our Summit members in Studio C, touring behind the seventh album titled Light Verse, available now on Sub Pop Records, and, of course, in concert tonight, August 20th, 2024, at the Agora in Cleveland. Sam, welcome to Studio C. Welcome to Akron. How are you today?
Good, man. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for being here and for sharing some of your music and stories with our Summit members. Want to get started with a song, and I'll just preface it by saying this is one of our favorite songs that we've been playing at the radio station this year, if you would. Why don't we lead off with a pretty significant hit of yours here as of late?
Thanks a lot. This one's called All in Good Time. All in good time, I gave it my best. I was alone till I found myself. Grew up to be a man, more or less. All in good time. All in good time, I drifted away. I ran my mouth till I had nothing to say. You broke my heart, and I was okay. All in good time. All in good time, I trusted my eyes, treated my losses like clouds in the sky. Finally picked on someone my size. All in good time. All in good time, I followed my nose. I learned where to bleed when the night comes to blows. Tried on your love, then I folded those clothes. All in good time. Throw your bread to falling birds, buried friends and wasted words. Something wants to eat us all alive. All in good time, my angel came back. Made us some money, but that didn't last. We wouldn't cry, but we couldn't laugh. All in good time. All in good time, we felt like a star. We closed our eyes and we opened our arms. Ran off the road in our own stolen car. All in good time. All in good time, and that's what it was. We mistook that cash and the mattress for love. Dropped all our weapons and shrank from the blood. All in good time. All in good time, we had nothing to prove. We took the bait till we lost the tooth. No one believed it, but we told the truth. All in good time. All in good time, our plan went to something you can't say on the radio. I told my future by reading your lips. You wore my ring till it didn't fit. All in good time. All in good time, we suffered enough. We met our muscle when push came to shove. Swept all that broken glass under the rug. All in good time. Dancing till we both collapse, wishing we could hide our tracks. Something wants to eat us all alive. All in good time, we'll remember when. Say our goodbyes and our hellos again. Huff and we'll puff till they let us in. All in good time. All in good time, we'll land on our feet. Your mother will sigh and my soldier will sleep. We'll swim in the ocean, fishes set free. All in good time. We'll swim the ocean, all in good time. Thanks a lot. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Well, that's a pretty magical way to start this Wayside Furniture Blind & Son Studio C session for our Summit members today. Iron and Wine joining us with new music from the album Light Verse that's out now on Sub Pop Records and in concert tonight, August 20th, 2024 at the Agora in Cleveland. First off, I just want to say this. I remember seeing on social media, I believe your Facebook page, on that album's release day on April 26th, I guess a direct quote from yourself, about this album, you said, quote, "It sounds lovingly handmade, self-assured as a secret handshake, track by track, it's equal parts elegy, kaleidoscope, truth, and dare." Now that is a selling point right there. I love it. And I mean, but it is. It's a perfect description of this record, and I guess even this song too. I mean, there's a lot of twists and turns lyrically, and I don't know. I think it sums it up well. Is that kind of what you were going for? Describe that a little further, if you would.
I think so. Yeah, I said a lot in that sentence. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, it's like, for instance, this song, it doesn't really pull any punches. It goes a lot of places, like you say. It feels not like a really focus on a specific part of a relationship, but like sort of the sweeping, sort of longer term journey.
The meandering if you're in ups and downs.
Yeah, if you're in a long relationship, you know how that can go. Ups and victories and losses and everything in between. And so, it felt not like a pretty portrait, but an honest portrait.
I think that's well said. Yeah, and again, it's been that song we just heard, "All in Good Time," one of our absolute favorite songs of the year here at this radio station. And, with that song, of course, with Fiona Apple and backing vocals, and she really does add. You wrote that song just not even thinking about, having a female call and response like that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I was doing an impression just then, but you couldn't tell.
I mean, it was okay.
Trying my best.
You're no Fiona Apple, but no, I mean, her
still working it.
But her weariness in that voice and that weathered, husky delivery that she has, I mean, it adds a little bit of weight to it, and some real life experiences. Lord knows she's had some of her own like that. But she's also known for being quite reclusive. So how did you get her to collaborate on that song? I mean, your Rolodex of rock star friends must be pretty deep, right?
Actually, it's pretty shallow, but I just have the right ones. She and I share some band members, and so one of the reasons I was in L.A. recording with them, because they had been recording some of her records at the same place with Dave Way at his house studio called the Way Station, and so. When the idea was batted around to maybe turn it into a duet, she was pretty high on the list of candidates. Yeah.
Well, it turned out fantastic. I mean, in our world of radio in general, it's really taken off and blown up and become one of the bigger songs of the year in our adult alternative radio format. It's a beloved song this year for many here and abroad in our world of radio around the country. Sam Beam is Iron and Wine, joining us here for a room jam-packed with Summit members. One of the Studio C sessions we've been looking forward to the most all year long. The 7th album, Light Verse, is out now on Sub Pop Records, and Iron and Wine performing tonight at the Agora in Cleveland on August 20th, 2024. Sam Beam is Iron and Wine, and joining us for our Summit members, let's do another song. What do you have for us next?
Sure. This song is called Anyone's Game. It was inspired by, I found this poet from Serbia named Vasco Popa. And he has a short cycle of poems from several decades ago called Games, where he would describe life in terms of like directions for childhood games like hide and seek and things like this. But I found them really magical and inspiring. So this is my terrible copy of one of his poems, my terrible version of his poems. Anybody born knows how to play this little game. First they light a candle in themselves, They lean it up against the wind and then they run around the rain. Anybody born plays pretty well. If they crawl into another's heart while someone counts to 10, let's just say that's the hardest place to hide. They jump out of their names until the game begins again. They open one another's empty eyes till they rise like ashes off the ground and fall down like diamonds off the dead till they go as though they're coming back. Take that time like it's all they're gonna get. Anybody born knows how to play this little game. No one can be born too many times. First they kiss their lucky dice and then they dig themselves a grave. They do this until it's killing them to try and try and try and try and try to rise like ashes off the ground and fall down like diamonds off the dead to go as though they're coming back. And take that time like it's all they're gonna get to rise like ashes off the ground, fall down like diamonds off the dead. Let's just say that the clues are few and the last one ends in egg. Don't be right, nigga, hi-yo. We bend the map or just turn around if their life gets in the way. Let's just say that their life, it gets in the way. Let's just say, say it, say it. Say it, say it, say it. Let's just say their life gets in the way, in the way. Let's just say. Thanks a lot. Thanks so much.
Iron and Wine live in Studio C for another Wayside Furniture Blind & Sons Studio C session with all sorts of Summit members in attendance today. Performing in concert tonight, August 20th, 2024 at the Agora in Cleveland. The seventh album from Iron and Wine titled Light Verse, available now on Sub Pop Records. And Sam, I wanted to ask you too, so, in making this record, this sort of came during the COVID lockdown where, during that time you spent a lot of time at home with your family. But, getting back to songwriting was kind of a major challenge for you, which took me by surprise when I read that, only because I know that, for many artists, I guess, with all that time to themselves, just the ideas were everywhere, flying all around. But this was a struggle for you. And, like I said, whereas for some musicians it was a spark. It didn't happen that way for you, though.
Yeah, it didn't. For some reason, I got shut down for some reason. I don't think the cultural chaos and stuff. When I would sit down to write, it was just all I was thinking about, and I didn't really want to write about that. I wanted to get away from that for a minute, and I didn't really have anything to contribute to the conversation, and other people were doing it in a really great way, and so, I just kind of walked away for a little bit. I played a lot of guitar, made a lot of paintings, hung out with my kiddos, and but yeah, when it came time to when things started to open up a bit, I did a little recording, went to the studio and sort of got those muscles working again, recorded some songs by Laurie McKenna, who's a really talented songwriter, and went on tour with Andrew Bird. Remember what it was like to play concerts again?
Yeah, I remember that from a couple years ago, that tour,
Yeah, we had a lot of fun and really inspiring. So before I knew it, I was kind of back at it.
Well, yeah, and I guess that was sort of the way to kind of get yourself out of that, I don't know, metaphorical darkness or COVID anxiety, and to get you back on a creative path. It totally makes sense. I mean, you know, you're very close friends with Andrew Bird, and kind of going out on the road with him, and just like you said, getting those muscles working again, remembering what it's like to be out in front of people playing music. That had to be very revitalizing a couple years ago.
Yeah, and also just how inspiring it is to play with other musicians that you know, that always surprise you and make you want to make things and see what is left undiscovered around the corner. Musical little gems your friends have in store for you.
Right, and you know, Andrew Bird is super talented himself, and you know, and
he's okay.
He's all right. Yeah, he kind of does everything all at once sometimes, but
he's amazing.
Well, you touched upon it earlier too. I mean, so when it did come time to get this album together and write it, you traveled to Los Angeles to record, which I believe was your first time recording an album in L.A. But with old friends and new friends, and you know, at the Way Station, Dave Way's house there in L.A.
That's right.
That seemed like, you know, going out that far to record, kind of a risk for you, I guess. I mean, just kind of getting out of your comfort zone, but I don't know. I mean, it seems like you put a lot of energy and a lot of stock in just kind of giving that access to working with you to a certain group of people. Is that fair to say?
Cool. Oh yeah, I mean that's how you, in my opinion, that's how you get to the good stuff. You know, is empowering people and, you know, getting. I mean, I don't hire people to tell them what to play. I mean, you try to hire people, you know, who you have faith in, and just get inspired by. Like I was saying before, I tried to get Bird to come and play, but he fell off his bike and broke his wrist. He said he did.
It's like, oh, Sam.
Votes out, yeah.
But you did get some good names involved. I mean, Sebastian Steinberg.
He's okay.
He's all right too. Formerly of Soul Coughing, he plays in Fiona Apple's band, like you said, and had you worked with him before at all, or?
Yeah, he'd been in my band for about 10 years.
Okay.
He's fantastic. I mean, he was one of the main reasons we went out there to record. And David Garza, who I'd met when I lived in Texas, incredible player. Tyler Chester, I'd met. He played with Bird in his band that summer where we were touring, so we really connected. And it's just full of great people. Griffin Goldsmith from Dolls played some drums, and Beth Goodfellow, who's been playing with me for a long time.
There's a great video online of sort of, I guess, behind the scenes of making the record. It's a 5-minute video, but yeah, it looks. I don't know, just the creative space that you're in too. I mean, it's literally his house, and you're all crammed into different rooms and hallways, and I love that too, because it's just tight space where you're forced to collaborate and work it out together, and that had to be really cool to get together with those folks and work on that stuff as well.
Yeah, really talented people. That's why I wanted to go to LA. It's just I usually go wherever the people I want to play with. Like there's a lot of years I was recording with some people in Chicago, and then did some records in New York, and it's a lot easier to buy one plane ticket than several.
This is true. This is true. Sam Beam is here, who is Iron and Wine, performing in Studio C as part of a Wayside Furniture Blend & Son Studio C session for our Summit members, touring behind the 7th album, Light Verse, out now on Sub Pop Records, and performing in concert tonight, August 20th, 2024, at the Agora in Cleveland. Sam, let's do another song. What do you have for us next?
Sure. This is a song called Sweet Talk. Who's here? Let's dance. Let's play right into the hands of a wonderful life, of a wonderful life. Let's swing, let's miss, kiss a little harder on the lips of a wonderful life, of a wonderful life. Go with the flow, bleed like color on the clothes of a wonderful life, of a wonderful life. Another new year, make it matter and cry a couple real tears, make a visit till we wouldn't wanna live here. No, no. Sweet talk, let's share, let's get tangled in the hair of a wonderful life, of a wonderful life. Stick and poke, sit and spin, let's get underneath the skin of a wonderful life, of a wonderful life. Ooh, it's only trouble brewing, we'll break even and hide among the ruins. Sounds easy if you never tried to do it. No. Let's bow, bow and scrape, sucker punching straight into the face of a wonderful life, of a wonderful life. Who's here? Who knows? Let's leave nothing on the bones of a wonderful life, of a wonderful life. Ooh, feeling moving faster. We'll have a cow and then we'll put it out to pasture. Pray the moment doesn't take a life to master. No, no. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Sam Beam, a.k.a. Iron and Wine, joining us for a Wayside Furniture Blend & Son Studio C session here at the Summit FM, and sharing songs and stories from the new record, Light Verse, that's out now on Sub Pop Records. Really looking forward to the concert tonight, happening August 20th, 2024 at the Agora in Cleveland. And Sam, I wanted to mention this too. Something else that you recently put out was back in November of last year, in 2023. You released the Who Can See Forever soundtrack that was recorded at the Haw River Ballroom in Saxophone, North Carolina. This was, I guess, in conjunction with the documentary based on your live show there. For those who might not be familiar, though, what was sort of the catalyst for that? And I'll just say, as a fan, I love that you did that. I mean, live albums are so great, and to hear them in that context as well.
Thanks
all these
a lot.
Great songs.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Well, it was when we were touring a record called Beast Epic. I just thought the show was really fun. We had this fun cloud light show. That's ridiculous. And so I had a buddy in town in North Carolina who's a film director who kept on asking about doing some music videos, but I had this band that I really wanted to document, so I thought so I floated the idea of a concert film. And so we sort of met in the middle, like doing a documentary concert film slash thing. And luckily I have a friend in Saxophone Hall named Heather who has a venue, and so she basically gave us the keys, and we set up in there for 3 or 4 days and just ran through all the stuff that we knew. And then he did a little bit of interview stuff around my house and stuff like that. Me making coffee and,
Day-to-day life of Sam
Yeah,
Beam.
exactly.
Well, again, I will say that the live versions of these songs really jump and stand out on this record, and I applaud you for doing it. I wish more artists would do live albums like that.
Thanks,
because I mean that the songs on the record are fantastic, but for me personally, and I can speak for a lot of people in this room, going to see live shows is what we especially love to do. And to have it documented like that was fantastic.
Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, it was fun to make.
You're welcome, yeah. And another thing you have coming up is something called Love and Some Verses, a collection of never-before-seen artwork, behind-the-scenes photos, handwritten lyrics, exclusive commentary, and I'm using the finger air quotes here, personal ephemera, end quote, from Iron and Wine. It's a book that compiles the lyrics of more than 160 of your songs, and that comes out as a book on October 15th. Is this something you've been meaning to do for a while as well?
Yeah, I mean, people have been asking. We put out a guitar tablature kind of book, a couple of years ago with lyrics, and it turned out to be pretty popular. So we had another book company approach us about doing more of a like sort of art kind of presentation, and then also presenting the lyrics more as like poems. And I was like, sure, that sounds great. and so we'll see what happens, yeah.
Well, again, that book titled Love and Some Verses is out October 15th. Check your local bookstores for that later this fall. Sam Beam is Iron and Wine. And before we let you go for that concert tonight at the Agora in Cleveland, we have an old song you're going to perform for us here.
Let's do an older one. This one's called Call It Dreaming. Say it's here where our pieces fall in place. Any rain softly kisses us on the face. Any wind means we're running. We can sleep and see 'em coming. Where we drift and call it dreaming. We can weep and call it singing. Where we break 'cause our hearts are strong enough. We can bow 'cause our music's warmer than blood. Where we see enough to follow. We can hear when we are hollow. Where we keep the light we're given. We can lose and call it living. Where the sun isn't only sinking fast. Every night knows how long it's supposed to last. Where the time of our lives is all we have. And we get a chance to say before we ease away, for all the love you left behind, you can have mine. Say it's here where our pieces fall in place. We can fear, 'cause the feeling's fine to betray. Where our water isn't hidden, we can burn and be forgiven. Where our hands hurt from healing, we can laugh without a reason. 'Cause the sun isn't only sinking fast. Any moon and our bodies make shining glass. 'Cause the time of our lives is all we have. And we get a chance to say before we ease away, for all the love you left behind, you can have mine. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks so much.
Sam, that was so great, all of it. This has been really, really wonderful and a big one for our Summit members. Iron and Wine joining us here for a Wayside Furniture Blind & Sons Studio C session for our Summit members. Just absolutely magical. I think I can speak for everyone in the room. The new album, Light Verse, is out now on Sub Pop Records, and the concert is tonight, August 20th, 2024 at the Agora in Cleveland. Ladies and gentlemen, Summit members in Studio C, let's give one more round of applause to Sam Beam. Iron and Wine, everyone.
Thanks for coming by. Thanks so much, everyone.